Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Honey and today we are going to be building a castle. I know, big surprise, right? But this castle is going to be absolutely massive, probably the biggest one I've ever done. It's going to use our house plus 2 villager homes, and it is going to be pretty large and use a lot of items. So if you're ready, let's get started. So first we're going to want to make a cliff, and it's going to be 25 spaces wide by 13 spaces deep, which means it's going to have 13 rows and 25 spaces across. Then on top of that cliff, I like to mark out where my house is going to go just to kind of keep it centered. And then behind that, we're going to leave one space empty for the walls and stuff that are going to go behind the house. And then we're going to build another cliff that's going to be 15 by 4. So it's going to be 4 rows, and then it's going to stick out 5 spaces on either side of the house. Then we're going to make the hallways leading up to the main house that are going to go around. So we're going to do this on both sides. They're going to be 13 rows and 3 across. And then we're going to connect them in the front, and it's going to be 3 rows connecting them all the way across. So I like to lay pathing down on the top. This is optional. You really don't have to. I don't know if anyone actually sees it, but it just makes me feel a little bit better doing it. And then we're going to start laying items. So I'm putting a market decoration on both sides on the very edge. And then along the back, I'm going to use these baobab, I'm probably saying that wrong, trees, because they're pretty tall and you can actually see them above the castle walls, and I like the way that looks. They're entirely optional, or you can use cedar trees as well. So on the sides, we're gonna place the towers. I use this gray and black variation of the castle for this tutorial because my friend Laura over in the Discord wanted me to use that color, and I just do whatever she'd like because she's amazing. And along the front, we're gonna put these party light strands. There's gonna be 3, and I just kind of center them so that they just situate nicely there. And then in the center, because it is an odd number of spaces, I'm using the castle gate. Don't worry about the tree peeking through because you really won't be able to see that. So then I'm going to lay pathing along the second level because that's where our house is going to go. And again, it's optional. Whatever kind of pathing you want to use is fine. On this profile, I don't have any custom designs saved yet. And I do want to make some, but I just haven't gotten around to that yet. So I just use the in-game art tile or the arced stone path. So we put a gate behind where the house is going to be and some castle walls along the sides. Then I'm going to stick a tower over on the corner, and along the side I'm going to put another tower and one medieval building side. And I'm going to do that on both sides. So in front of that, centered, I'm going to make a 3x3 cliff that's 1 space away from the house. I'm going to do that on both sides, and I'm going to lay down my housing kit. And on top of that, I'm going to pave it because obviously I can't do anything without paving it. And I'm going to put some pergolas on top of those cliffs. Then I'm going to put some medieval building sides and put those along the front and one on the side, and also another tower. This is what I meant by when I said this is going to be a very expensive build. It is not for the faint of heart at all. It's very expensive. You can always go to a treasure island for these as well. I mean, there are some really great ones on Twitch. So we're just gonna do to the other side the same thing we did on the first side. If you like tutorials like this, please give this a like, as it helps me get it out to more people, and you really do help me show up on the algorithm a little bit, and liking the video is free, so please, I would really appreciate it. So I'm covering up the house right now because it bothers me that it's not quite customized yet, but doesn't bother me enough to time jump one more day just yet. I'm using, again, in-game patterns for these, for the simple panels, and I'm using the gold simple panels to show through the gate right there, and I'm putting a gate between the houses to kind of make the gap in between, and then I'm laying castle walls behind, and then a tower along the side. And also, of course, I'm paving the entire bottom. This is actually a good tutorial if you don't have any custom codes yet, or if you don't have Nintendo Online. You can do all of this without Nintendo Online. It is quite a grind, but it can totally be done. So we're just laying castle walls along the sides, and then we're gonna put towers in the front corners. If this castle is far too large for you and isn't something that you think you can make on your island, I do have several other variations that are much smaller and a little more manageable. If you'd like, I have one that is a fortress that just has one house, and then I have one using a villager's house, and one that's just a marketplace that doesn't use any houses. So I do have a variety of castles. What I did was I pulled that gate back one space, and I put a ladder there in order to get down into that area. That's obviously not entirely necessary, but I just liked it. I liked using it instead of leaving 6 spaces open for 2 stairways. You can mirror the stairways that go up on one side to come down on the other, and that is completely an option if you want to use 4 staircases in this build. But I was just showing a golden ladder because I feel like that's a viable option here as well, since it's only villager houses down there and they pretty much can spawn anywhere. So in the very front, we're gonna put a tower and medieval building sides all along the side on both sides. And the tower goes in the front and one in the back. And then we're gonna put towers along the front, and then in the front, there's going to be a 5-space cliff that comes out like 2 spaces, and that's going to be where you put your staircases. So I chose to put wooden partitions in front of the medieval building sides. I just like the way they look. They're not entirely optional. And I used a castle gate in between the stairwells, and up top I am just using the castle walls and another tower to kind of just make it look a little more polished and full up top. And then along the side, we are going to put some more castle walls. There is a lot of castle walls going into this build. Also medieval building sides, because they are working hard in this one as well. You can do this in any color or variation that you'd like, but I think this one looks kind of nice. So we skipped forward a little bit in order to get our building customization down. We need to lay down one more stone staircase, and I'm just laying some extra little details, a tree on both sides, a marketplace decoration in front of the towers on the sides of the staircase, and a tree in the middle. I didn't want to decorate it for Christmas even though it was tempting, but this is coming out right before Christmas and we're done. Hopefully you liked it. I really did enjoy making it. A shout out to my channel members. You guys are amazing and I love you. And to everyone out there, I know you can be doing absolutely anything in the world and you chose to spend a few minutes of your time here with me, and I appreciate you so much for that. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and a happy holiday wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.